Candid with Kendis is presented by Essen Healthcare. Your health is essential.
Well, today on Candid with Kendis, in case the set isn't enough of a hint, we're talking about space. So before April, NASA plans to send 4 humans back to the moon for the first time in more than 50 years. One of them happens to be a friend, Victor Glover, which is awesome. But today I'm speaking with another friend, astronaut Drew Feustel, who was part of the team that selected who would be going to the moon. Drew, in his own right, is a big deal in the space industry.
Over the course of 3 missions and 226 days in space, only 2 other Americans have spent more time on spacewalks than Drew Feustel. He was the commander of the International Space Station, recorded the first music video in space, and oh yeah, he saved the Hubble Space Telescope.
You see you on TV, you see you in person, you're a fairly humble person, but you're pretty badass when it comes to space.
But let's go back to the beginning.
2, 1, and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery with the Hubble Space Telescope, our window on the universe.
In April 1990, the Space Shuttle Discovery launched on a high-stakes mission to space, deploying the $1.5 billion Hubble Space Telescope, a launch decades in the making.
Houston Discovery.
Go ahead, Charlie.
Okay, Story, we've been taking marks. Residuals and ratios look good, and we'd like to go ahead and go to filter state.
We concur, Charlie.
But after a successful deployment to the telescope, it wouldn't be long before Houston realized they had a problem. The Hubble was hobbled with problems. Its mirrors were busted, delivering blurry images.
Hubble became, it was in the press all the time with the problems. It was a $1 billion mistake. People in the press called it a technological disaster, a national disgrace. Late-night comedy hosts were making jokes about Hubble.
Well, have you been reading about the problems of the Hubble telescope? The Hubble Space Telescope?
The Hubble Telescope?
The Hubble Telescope is the Hubble Telescope.
Well, see, since there's no longer a Soviet threat, a lot of people feel we don't need the Star Wars defense system anymore. Hey, I think we should keep it, if only to shoot down that Hubble spacecraft and put this thing out of its misery. Huh? Yeah. Oh, that's what I think.
The teams at NASA, combinations with Johnson Space Center, Goddard Space Center, Space Flight Center, great astronauts, the will of the people, great members of Congress who supported it, said, let's fix it. We fixed other things, and they still work. Old cars still run. Let's make Hubble the better version.
We were all disappointed, but all hopeful that something might be done to save this spectacular space observatory. And in fact, something was done. We had already planned to be doing servicing missions on Hubble over the years, and so the first servicing mission to send astronauts back to Hubble was designed to repair this problem with Hubble.
The jokes would continue for nearly 2 decades until STS-125 in 2009.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 2, 1, and liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis. The final visit to enhance the vision of Hubble into the deepest grandeur of our universe.
Bypass across the board, Scooter, no action.
Houston now controlling, Atlantis on its way.
The final repair mission for the Hubble Space Telescope was the first of 3 trips to space for astronaut Drew Feustel. And it couldn't have been a more critical one, to repair that busted mirror.
And Drew, what are you doing?
I'm using the tape.
Is there any reason why you have sunglasses on in the middeck where there's no lights? No sun?
Because they look cool.
Drew and his team needed to worry about far more than just looks on this 10-day mission to Hubble. But from the start, a simple issue nearly derailed the entire mission.
In 2009, you were nearly responsible for breaking the Hubble telescope.
Good point.
But you ended up repairing it in the end.
Okay, so Drew is good to use everything he's got then to try to break the torque here. Is that correct?
Mass, I'm sorry, you were stepped on. Say again.
So in other words, he can use what he needs from his strength to try to break the torque. Is that what you're telling us?
That's exactly right.
Somebody walked up to me and they said, "Oh my gosh, you're Drew Feustel. You replaced the wide field camera on Hubble." And I was like, well, thank you very much for realizing that. It was my first mission to space as a rookie. I think I was partly selected just because of having some mechanical aptitude. And, we built over 100 tools for that mission alone just to do the service work. But first mission, first spacewalk, first task was to replace the wide field 2 camera. It's a $126 million piece of equipment was the number one priority of the mission. That's why they put it at the front of the mission timeline. And when I tried to remove the single bolt that was holding it in, that bolt was stuck in place. It was tightened to a much higher torque than what they believed that it was. And so we had to do multiple tries at releasing that. And finally, the mission control said, just go for it and give it all you got. And before I turned the bolt, I said, I just want to be clear about something that if I break this bolt, it's not really my fault because you guys told me to do it. And everybody agreed and said, sure, go ahead.
Drew knew that if he was unable to break the single bolt to gain entrance to the interior of Hubble, all those years of repair work and the multi-billion-dollar project could be lost forever.
I think we understand that if it breaks, then wide field stays in.
What John said is correct.
Thanks. Okay, here we go. I think I got it. It turned. It definitely turned. Yep. It turned. And it's turning easily now. Very nice.
Okay, and Atlanta's Houston Freeway, we copied and saw that. That's great news. At this point, we'd like to put the MTL back in series with the short adjustable.
Well, this has been in there for 16 years, Drew. It didn't want to come out.
Fortunately, the bolt was released. The wide field camera was replaced with wide field 3, and it's still acquiring data to this day. And the person who said something to me was a researcher who uses wide field camera imagery every day in the work that they do, and it's an exceptional piece of equipment.
Well, we all appreciate the work that you did.
16 times around and round, the sun comes up, the sun goes down on everybody's lives. The world goes fast as we float slow, the stars above, the earth below. We look down to see the sky, and the wind blows through the window as the clouds flow. All the world glows.
During one of those 3 trips to space, Drew became the first person to record a music video in space in 2018.
One of my favorite bands is the Tragically Hip out of Canada, and they wrote a song for me to perform in space. So I recorded a song in space on the space station, and really, and the video as well. And it's a long song. It's a bit of a lullaby, but I really enjoy listening to it. And they put some great video tracks to it as well. And that's what I like. Music is the spice of life. I didn't go a day in space without listening to music.
Well, you had a lot of time up there. 197 days.
Hi, welcome to the International Space Station, and welcome to the first tennis match in space.
I got this game. Just you're supposed to look this way. Wait. Got it. Got it? And whoosh. I went hand serve here. I played with a ping pong ball.
Congratulations on your win today, gentlemen. How do you feel?
I feel good. I feel a little bit winded. It was a difficult match, and playing in microgravity is tough.
3, 2. All right, so what is next for America's exploration of space and the key role that Drew Feustel is playing in NASA's future? We'll dig into that next. Welcome back to the show, and today I'm speaking with those at the forefront of America's current space race. Drew Feustel, the 23-year NASA veteran who single-handedly saved the Hubble Space Telescope, but now has, as a retired astronaut, well, he has a consulting role in a new private venture, building a space station, and he held a key role in selecting who is going to the moon next.
We're joined today by Artemis II Commander Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, mission specialist Christina Cook, and mission specialist Jeremy Hansen of the Canadian Space Agency.
People ask me all the time how I feel. Am I excited? And I'm glad Reed is excited, but I'm not. I'm focused. And I know that's not a feeling, but all of the feelings that I do have drive from my family and focus. And so my family, we're preparing the same way. We talk about everything. We talk about how we're feeling. And I put as much time, NASA, actually the amazing team that we have here, which is the basis of that trust. All the things that Reed said, that is because of the people, the technicians, engineers, and managers that we see working for this integrated effort. And I talk to my family and work with them to prepare as much as I train for the technical and operational things that we do at work. And so for me, it's about my family and my focus. And we're kind of doing the same thing we did last time because I think it worked, but you should ask them.
So I was speaking with him just about a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying he's not thinking much about what he will be experiencing, but knowing him for so many years, as closely as you do, what do you think that experience will be like for him?
It's going to be interesting for all of the astronauts. And, Victor was a great choice as the pilot of that mission. He's got exceptional expeditionary personality, very supportive of his team. He's a great leader and a great compliment. The pilot and the commander of the mission, actually all of the crew, there's 4 of them on that mission that are highly competent, and they all will play critical roles. But I'm sure Victor and the team is really going to be excited about that trip. Mission duration is, I think, just over a week and a half, and it'll be the furthest that humans have gone out past Earth to circle around the world or around the moon, and it's just amazing. I mean, looking back, I can't imagine the view of the Earth from the moon. We've all seen images. I know what it looks like from low Earth orbit, but very few humans know what it looks like from the vantage point of the moon's orbit. It's going to be incredible for them.
The Artemis II crew travels about 4,600 miles beyond the moon, becoming the first humans to lay eyes on the lunar far side in over 50 years. Their observations will help us prepare for future missions at the moon.
Why has it taken so long?
Oh, great question.
I'm sure you hear it all the time, but
I don't know that it is taking that long. I mean,
it's been 50 plus years.
Yeah, well, putting humans in space is not trivial, and NASA has done a great job over the existence of the human spaceflight program of focusing on the tasks right in front of them. But we've never had the human capital. NASA's never had the human capital and the money that they need, except for the Apollo program, to really focus on more than one massive, more than one big major program at once. So. You can think of the original Apollo program as we developed the capabilities to go to the moon. That led into Skylab, which led into Space Shuttle, which led into Space Station, and now we're focusing back on the moon. So if you look at that, we didn't maintain more than one primary program at once, and that's really what we're faced with. We have to use our human capital and our budgetary capital wisely, and that means focusing on one thing at a time. I think it's important that we establish the ability to be in low Earth orbit, and now we're at a point where we're going to hand that over to commercial sector. That's a big deal, so service providers there, and that allows NASA then to focus back on the lunar exploration and the programs that will evolve from that to get us to Mars. So one thing at a time. Space is not trivial. If you look at even what Elon Musk is doing now with Starship, it's a massive rocket. And to get that, that's got the first contract to land humans on the moon, and it's hard. It didn't just happen overnight. That vehicle.
In the 1960s, it kind of seemed like overnight, which is why you have the naysayers that say it was all a soundstage.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did it with fairly simple systems. We had a big rocket. We had a lot of money, too. We had a lot of investment into that, and everybody was really focused. I think we're looking at that now. If you look at the development of the program, it didn't take that long to ramp it up. We're using some heritage spaceflight systems from Space Shuttle, but we definitely went to the moon the first time. I know the spacewalkers, and we're going back to the moon this time. The idea this time is that we're going to go to stay, and then, as I said, evolve that system to go on to Mars.
If we could get every human to see Earth from space, it would change the way we are to each other, and it would probably inspire so many people to do great things.
Where do you see space going? You're working right now, as you said, as a lead astronaut for VAST. Is it basically all about like commercial exploration of space now?
I would say it's about enabling economies in the space sector that didn't exist before. The government has been trying for the past decade to enable what they call a low Earth orbit economy, leading to a cislunar or lunar-based economy. I think we're going to get there. The way we do that is not by having national governments continue to fund the entire human space program, but by turning those into commercial services that are provided to sovereign nations and private individuals or organizations or research centers that want to put humans in space and do research there. So really, we sort of wrote this plan as a nation and as a world, and we're now executing the plan. So to me, this seems like a natural progression. It's where we'll have to get to. There are similar, there are corollaries in the aviation industry, in transportation across the world. So we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and the intent is for us to have humans, to allow humans to have access to space at all times.
We're at a point in history where we have never seen this much investment and activity in human spaceflight ever. We're on a trajectory that puts humans in space permanently.
The next big thing in space isn't just getting there. It's learning how to stay. With the International Space Station due to be retired in 2030, we believe it is up to us to solve for this future. That means building dedicated space stations for private and government astronauts, expanding access to low Earth orbit, and pushing even further, building human habitats for Mars.
It is very important, not just for the future of humanity, but the future of Earth, that we do our best to preserve it. Part of that story is actually getting humans off of Earth in a meaningful, long-term way.
No one has ever built a commercial space station. That changes with Haven 1. America's next space station and the world's first commercial space station.
We are trying to be the first in orbit with our singular module, the Haven 1, and then we use that module to generate credibility and capability to bid on the ISS successor, and that will be our Haven 2 module. So like others, we want to be the ones that are the service providers, not only to NASA, but to other sovereign nations for a low Earth orbit platform, which will be an ISS successor. That's the next space station.
Welcome back to Candid with Kendis. Today we're getting candid with Drew Feustel, who is the lead astronaut for the private space company called VAST, and also he's a 23-year veteran of NASA. Drew, okay, let's go off topics. How do you poop in space?
Very carefully.
That's it.
You can have a good day in the bathroom and a really bad day in the bathroom. A good day will take you about 10 minutes, and a bad day will take you a couple of hours.
Are you serious?
I am totally serious. Yeah, you got to be careful. I mean, everything floats in space, and so if you don't get your alignment right and you don't get your separation to work out well, you could have some serious problems.
I have that problem on Earth, though. So
it's worse in space.
I can imagine. I think I asked you this question last time I saw you in New York, and you just went on on to another topic. The weirdest stuff that you saw that made you realize in space that we are not alone?
Well, that sounds like a trick question. There's no right way to answer it. I don't believe we're alone, not because of my experiences in space, but just because of my beliefs in the expanse of the universe and the possibility of so many life-supporting planets and suns out there. I mean, it doesn't take much. Hubble telescope, James Webb, whatever. There's other telescopes that do planet hunting. It doesn't take much to realize that there are other planets like ours out in space, and in fact, there are likely thousands or hundreds of thousands or maybe millions of planets like ours out in space that could support life the way Earth does. So to me, there's absolutely no chance that we are by ourselves.
Was there anything really weird?
No, there was nothing really weird. I mean, you live day to day in space, you look at the Earth, but it's the wonder of looking into space and seeing all those stars and just thinking, like, there's no way we're here alone. There's got to be more out there. We can't be the only ones that are experiencing. Yeah.
Absolutely. What movie got it right?
They all get it right in my eyes, even the worst ones.
Even Spaceballs?
Yeah, I mean, I have very low expectations when it comes to space movies, and so that's okay. And I like them all because I find them entertaining. Some I like better than others, and each movie is better for certain aspects than others. But I pretty much enjoy them all. I just go in with low expectations.
The world is all around us, and we're all around the world. Love is all around us, and we're all around the world. The world is all around us. Love is all around the world. Falling to 50 miles high. Into the arms of a child.
Drew, thank you so much. Appreciate the candid conversation.
You bet, Kendis. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm available for you anytime.
All right, we'll see you soon. That'll do it for this episode of Candid with Kendis as we look at where we've been and where we're heading when it comes to space. I'll see you next time.
Ready, take 24.
Different numbers all the time. Here we go here for this one. Delays due to the government shutdown impacting America's return to space. Which space movie featured 88 minutes of no dialogue and the space shuttle interior?
That's a trivia question, I guess. Was it Gravity?
No. And you know what? I'm such a freaking idiot. I didn't write down the answer.
Somebody knows. Somebody's going to call it on the show.
1968 movie.
Oh, but it wouldn't have been the space shuttle interior. It would have been
it was, what was it?
Hollow capsule or something. Space Odyssey? 2001 Space?
Yes,
yeah.
That was it.
Yeah. So
yes.
Not the space shuttle, but the space station that existed.
Space station existed.
Yeah. Space Odyssey. Favorite movie. Long movie, but one of my favorites.
Where's the audio coming from?
Hi, cutie.
How are you?
Good. Better now.
Damn it. Okay, I'll leave that. It is all part of the outtakes. That's it. Thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Candid with Kendis is presented by Essen Healthcare. Your health is essential.